I just filmed an entire video, but I just kept laughing because I just can't with the absurdity of this fucking scenario. So, it is time for the long-awaited, the much-wanted sperm banking experience video. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, my name is Enza. I'm 17 years old, and if you're a little confused as to why a girl would be talking about her sperm banking experience, I'm a tranny. I was born male and I transitioned medically at the age of almost 16. And if you're a trans girl and you want to have kids, you need to do some unpleasant things to ensure that you will be able to have biological children in the future. So one glorious morning, July 29th, 2018, I went to my doctor's office for an appointment to request to start hormone replacement therapy. Everything was fine. She wrote out a script, the instructions for me, how to take my medicine. I was there with my cousin and everything was fine. And then she was like, do you want to have kids one day? Now, if you know me, I love kids. I want to have kids of my own. And I was like, knowing what she was gonna say, I was like, yeah, sure. I do want to have kids of my own one day. And she was like, well, there is an option. You could bank sperm for the future because you're biologically male, and that's the only way we can use your DNA to reproduce or for you to have your own biological kids.
This was also the moment that I realized I'm gonna have to be my kid's baby daddy and mom at the same time. And I'm probably gonna be a single mother because men don't like me.
And so I'm not even gonna pretend that this is taboo, let's laugh about it, we're childish kids. Like, I'm just gonna call everything on its name because we're professional adults here. I'm still gonna laugh. Okay, so I was like, yeah, sure, I want to have kids. And she was like, okay, you're gonna have to bank sperm. And she told me that I will only be allowed to start hormone replacement therapy after I have done it, after I have frozen my DNA for the future. So I made an appointment. And yet again, I'm going to hysterically laugh at the absurdity of this because I can't believe it. I made an appointment, and for some reason unknown to the universe, I was with friends just outside of Johannesburg. Prior to that, I took a bus to Johannesburg with my mom and her boyfriend, and we missed the bus. We got to Johannesburg. That's like a story for another time. We got to Johannesburg, somehow missed the bus. Time schedule's not making sense to us. Anyhow, we got to Johannesburg. The night prior to my appointment, I got drunk. I got wasted. Literally, the stress was just so much. I got wasted. I am underage, not supposed to drink. I got wasted. It's like wasted. I had a hangover when going to the place. For some reason, unknown to humanity, unknown to my brain, unknown to God even, we took public transport. If you're South African and you know what the metro train is, insert picture. If you're South African and you know what the metro train is, you're laughing at me right now. For some reason unknown to humanity, right? We took public transport to the city center of Johannesburg, or Sandton, I can't remember. I don't know, it's Johannesburg, yes. It was the city center of Johannesburg. The train ride was rather excruciating. The train would stop for like hours on end, just in the middle of nowhere. And we finally arrived in the city center of Johannesburg. I didn't arrive yet. And so I was late for my appointment because we were like on the train for 4 hours. And like the suburb of Johannesburg to like the center of Johannesburg shouldn't take 4 hours with a car. It would have been like less than an hour. Anywho, we took the public transport, supported the economy. Arrived in Johannesburg. I went to the office. I took a bus, like a Gautrain bus to the facility, the sperm banking facility. And so I went in there and they were like, okay, we're ready for you. There was like no doctor because I was late. The place was like almost closing. And so the receptionist, hear me out on this one. The receptionist was like, okay, you sanitize your hands. Here's a cop. And of course I knew what to do. She was just like, okay, you go in the room, you can lock it, and then you come out with the sperm. So there was no doctor, only the receptionist and like another person, and we were like in the waiting room, and a woman with very high eyebrows was like, oh, what are you guys doing here? Joburg. What are you guys doing here in Joburg? Where are you from? We're from Kalahari. We are from the Northwest. I'm a desert child. Let me explain the scene. Let me just explain what it looked like. So I'm going to laugh at the absurdity of this. It's like a white room. No windows, just a white room. It looks like a doctor's office, just like where you go for checkups. White room, walls are white, the floor is white, everything's white. There's a bed. There is a computer. And there is like a basin, I guess. I guess it's a basin or whatever. I'm not gonna beat myself up about not knowing vocabulary in American English. So, okay, so I sit there and I cannot get that thing active. This is TMI. Sit through this. Feel the torture that I felt. So there's like a computer with, just guess what's on the computer. Just take a wild guess. What's on that computer? Yes, it was a computer with pornographic material. And just imagine, I'm almost 16, I'm still like underage, and these doctors are practically putting in pornographic material for minors. Okay, so this is so embarrassing. I couldn't get El Señor to wake up. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to have to look at something. Oh, God save me. I'm going to hell. So I turn on the computer. It has like a list of things you shouldn't do, like exit if you're done, like make sure your hands are clean. And so I just literally started watching something, some straight bullshit, you know? And so after that, I was like, done in like fucking 10 seconds. Literally, I was just like, getting this over with, just do it. It was so uncomfortable for me emotionally even, but physically, because there's a bed, and if you're not used to standing up while masturbating, it's like, how do you do it? You have to get all of the juice into the cup. And so I got it in the cup. Was not much because, girl, I don't touch myself. And so I was like, oh, I'm fucking over with this. I'm done. I'm so happy that I did this. And it was like done in 10 seconds. Pulled up my pants, like washed my hands. I started crying. I was just like, I'm over with this. I'm done. I did it. Like, applaud me. And actually, I felt like such a massive fucking weight was lifted off of my shoulders, because like they even give you instructions, stuff like, yeah, you have to stop masturbating 8 or 5 days prior, but not more than 5 days, not less than 8 days, or not more than 5 days prior to the event or something. It's really confusing. You have to like save up a bunch, and then like it was so stressful. I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do it like 8 days before, and then because you're not allowed to wait longer than 8 days before. It's really confusing. You have to do it 8 days before, but not less than 5 days before the day, to like save up the right amount, I guess. God knows what. I gave the cup to the receptionist. I was just like, I don't think it's enough. And she was just literally in the waiting room. At least it was just me, my mom, my mom's boyfriend, and another girl. Literally, she lifted that cup up. She was just like, I think it's enough. It will be enough. I didn't. Fucking cried. My mom was just like, oh, I'm gonna start crying out too. And then she cried and she hugged me and we cried together, and it was really embarrassing. And so I literally, the day after I banked sperm, I was just like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna start hormones. I popped my first blocker, put my patches on, and I was a free woman. I was allowed to do whatever I wanted. I'm so glad it's over with. And I guess I should end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if anyone out there thinks about doing the same thing I did, please contact me. I can give you a lot of information. And peace.